This course is designed for people that have already completed their lessons, but let's have a recap of some of the terms we're going to be using. Wind window, that's all the possible areas that your kite can fly into. So often you'll hear me referring to 1:30, and that's the time. So if you imagine that area is a clock, which is also known as 45 or 45 degrees. Power zone. When your kite falls back into the wind window, you'll be familiar with the fact that it gets very, very powered up and it can really take you for a jolt. Also, if you fly your kite right across the horizon, low down, you'll also know that familiar feeling of a lot of power, and that's why this area is known as the power zone. Blind. That's twisting the board round in a backside 180 rotation and essentially riding backwards. Healside. This is how people ride 99% of the time. It's riding with the rail nearest to your heel in the water. Toeside. That's riding with the rail nearest your toes in the water. Transition. This is returning in a direction from where you just came. You can do it just by turning around, by ollieing around, jumping around. In fact, you can do any trick you want. If you come back in the direction from where you just came from, that's a transition. Ollie. Ollie is a term for hopping out of the water. It is a term borrowed from skateboarding. Pop. Pop is the potential energy stored in your lines and in your board just before you take off. Switch. Switch is riding in the direction of your non-preferred stance. Most people have a preference for riding left foot forward or right foot forward. Although today, at the top level of board riding, you really need to be able to ride in both directions, and that's what I recommend. Practice all of these tricks in both directions. This can make a lot of tricks a lot easier to learn because there's a lot of crossover when it comes to doing tricks in different directions. So let's get started with the fundamentals.